We live in a world obsessed with attention. Everywhere we look, people are vying for the spotlight, trying to stand out in the crowd. Social media platforms buzz with the need to be seen, liked, and followed. Every post, every story, every tweet is a cry for recognition. Our culture constantly tells us that we need more followers, more likes, more validation. The metrics of social media have become the metrics of our self-worth. This endless pursuit of external approval can leave us feeling empty and inadequate. The more we chase, the more elusive true satisfaction becomes. It traps us in a cycle of seeking validation from others instead of finding it within ourselves. We become prisoners of our own need for approval. The constant comparison and competition can be exhausting, leaving us feeling anxious and insecure. We measure our lives against the highlight reels of others. This hunger for validation is nothing new. Throughout history, humans have sought recognition and acceptance from their peers. It's a deeply human desire to be accepted and appreciated. We are social creatures, wired to seek connection and affirmation. However, the rise of social media and our hyper-connected world has amplified this desire to unhealthy levels. The pressure to present a perfect life is overwhelming. We are bombarded with images of seemingly perfect lives, leading us to constantly question our own worth and achievements. The curated perfection of others becomes a mirror reflecting our perceived inadequacies. This constant comparison steals our joy and prevents us from recognizing our own unique value. We lose sight of what makes us special and worthy. But what if there was a better way? What if we could break free from the chains of external validation and find true contentment within ourselves? What if, instead of chasing the fleeting approval of others, we focused on something more substantial? What if we turned inward and sought validation from within? The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a powerful antidote to the anxiety and emptiness of seeking validation. It teaches us to find strength and peace in our own character. It teaches us to shift our focus inward, towards what we can control, our own thoughts, actions, and responses to the world around us. By doing so, we reclaim our power and our peace. Stoicism offers a path to genuine confidence and self-worth, not based on the fleeting opinions of others, but on something far more enduring: our own character and virtue. It encourages us to build a foundation of self-respect that is unshakable. By embodying Stoic principles like self-mastery, letting go of external validation, and focusing on actions over words, we can cultivate a deep and unshakable sense of self-respect that naturally draws others to us. We become beacons of calm and confidence in a chaotic world. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "There are things which are within our power, and there are things which are beyond our power." This timeless wisdom has been echoed through the ages, reminding us of the importance of discerning where to direct our focus and energy. This simple yet profound statement lies at the heart of Stoicism. It serves as a guiding principle for those seeking to live a life of tranquility and purpose. By understanding and accepting this fundamental truth, we can navigate the complexities of life with greater ease and clarity. It reminds us that our energy is best spent focusing on what we can control, rather than wasting it on things we cannot. This shift in focus can transform our daily experiences, allowing us to cultivate inner peace and resilience in the face of adversity. We cannot control the opinions of others. People's judgments and perceptions are shaped by their own experiences and biases, and attempting to change them is often a futile endeavor. We cannot control external events. The world around us is full of unpredictable occurrences, from natural disasters to societal changes, and trying to manage these events is beyond our capabilities. We cannot control the past or the future. Time is a relentless force, and dwelling on what has already happened or worrying about what is yet to come only drains our energy and distracts us from the present moment. What we can control are our own thoughts, emotions, and actions. This is where our true power lies. By focusing on our internal world, we can shape our responses to external events and cultivate a sense of inner stability. This is our true sphere of influence, and it is within this realm that we can find true freedom and fulfillment. By mastering our inner world, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and poise. When we relinquish the need to control everything outside of ourselves, we free ourselves from a heavy burden. This act of letting go can be incredibly liberating, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. We stop trying to micromanage the world around us and instead focus on what truly matters: our own character and our response to whatever life throws our way. this shift in focus can lead to a more meaningful and fulfilling life. This is not about becoming passive or indifferent, it's about choosing our battles wisely and focusing our energy where it will have the greatest impact. By doing so, we can make more deliberate and effective choices in our lives. By focusing on what we can control, we develop a sense of agency and empowerment. This sense of control over our own lives can lead to greater confidence and a stronger sense of purpose. We realize that our happiness and well-being are not dependent on external circumstances, but on our own choices and actions. This realization can be a powerful motivator for personal growth and self-improvement. This shift in perspective is incredibly liberating. It allows us to break free from the constraints of external expectations and live a life that is true to our own values and desires. It allows us to navigate the ups and downs of life with greater resilience and equanimity. By focusing on what we can control, we can face life's challenges with a calm and steady mind, knowing that we have the power to shape our own destiny. The pursuit of external validation is a recipe for anxiety and unhappiness. It's a never-ending chase that leaves us feeling empty and unfulfilled. When our self-worth is dependent on the opinions of others, we become slaves to their whims. We start to measure our value based on the number of likes, comments, and shares we receive. We live in a constant state of uncertainty, never knowing if we are measuring up to their ever-changing standards. This uncertainty breeds anxiety, as we are always on edge, waiting for the next judgment. This relentless pursuit of approval can lead to a host of negative consequences. It can consume our thoughts and energy, leaving little room for self-reflection and personal growth. Firstly, it can damage our relationships. When we are constantly seeking validation from others, we become needy and insecure in our interactions. This neediness can push people away, creating a cycle of loneliness and isolation. When we are constantly seeking validation from others, we become needy and insecure in our interactions. We may find ourselves overanalyzing every word and action, trying to decipher if we are being accepted or rejected. We may engage in people-pleasing behaviors or avoid expressing our true selves for fear of judgment. This can lead to a loss of authenticity, as we mold ourselves to fit the expectations of others. This creates an imbalance in our relationships where we become overly dependent on the approval of others. We may start to neglect our own needs and desires, prioritizing others' opinions over our own well-being. Secondly, seeking external validation can stifle our personal growth. When we are afraid to step outside of the box or take risks for fear of judgment, we limit our own potential. We become trapped in a comfort zone, afraid to venture into the unknown. When we are afraid to step outside of the box or take risks for fear of judgment, we limit our own potential. We become afraid to fail, to learn, and to grow because we are so worried about what others will think. We become afraid to fail, to learn, and to grow because we are so worried about what others will think. This fear of failure can paralyze us, preventing us from taking the necessary steps to achieve our goals. This fear of judgment can prevent us from pursuing our passions, developing our talents, and living a truly fulfilling life. We may abandon our dreams and settle for mediocrity, all because we are too afraid to be judged. Finally, the pursuit of external validation can lead to a deep sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction. No matter how much praise or recognition we receive, it is never enough to fill the void within. We may achieve great success, but still feel unfulfilled and unhappy. No matter how much praise or recognition we receive, it is never enough to fill the void within. We become addicted to the dopamine rush of likes and compliments, constantly seeking our next fix. This addiction can take a toll on our mental health, leading to feelings of anxiety and depression. We become addicted to the dopamine rush of likes and compliments, constantly seeking our next fix. This creates a vicious cycle where we are never truly content with ourselves or our accomplishments. We are always chasing the next high, never satisfied with what we have. This creates a vicious cycle where we are never truly content with ourselves or our accomplishments. We are always chasing the next high, never satisfied with what we have. The constant need for external validation can leave us feeling drained and exhausted, both mentally and emotionally. The Stoics believe that true respect is earned not through seeking attention, but through cultivating inner strength and virtue. This focus on self-mastery forms the foundation of Stoic philosophy. It is about taking responsibility for our thoughts, emotions, and actions, and striving to live in accordance with nature and reason. Self-mastery begins with self-awareness. We must first understand our own strengths and weaknesses, our values and beliefs, our triggers and patterns of behavior. Only then can we begin to work on ourselves and make meaningful changes. This requires honesty, introspection, and a willingness to confront our own shortcomings. Once we have a better understanding of ourselves, we can begin to cultivate virtues such as wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. These virtues are not just abstract ideals, they are practical tools that help us navigate the challenges of life with integrity and resilience. They provide a moral compass that guides our decisions and actions even in the face of adversity. Self-mastery is an ongoing process, not a destination. It requires constant effort, self-reflection, and a willingness to learn and grow. However, the rewards are well worth the effort. As we develop greater self-control, resilience, and integrity, we naturally command the respect of others. People are drawn to those who are grounded, confident, and capable of handling life's challenges with grace and equanimity.